A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Liverpool reach Champions League final after Villarreal comeback. Liverpool reach the Champions League final after being rocked by a Villarreal comeback, read the headline.
Klopp was left fuming after his side's mistake-filled performance. Fabinho's low shot went through Rulli's legs, and Liverpool conceded twice after Villarreal's pressure forced them into errors.
In this match, the two standout Liverpool players, Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz, were both impressive. Villarreal's pressure forced Liverpool into mistakes.
The second leg of Liverpool's Champions League final against Villarreal was a different story. Villarreal started lifeless and lacked intensity and speed, but they came out of their shell in the second half and forced Liverpool into mistakes.
While Liverpool's passing accuracy was only 66% in the first half, Villarreal forced Liverpool into mistakes and led to them leveling the tie on aggregate. The visitors began the game with caution, and in the first half, they forced Liverpool to make a series of errors.
They had a slice of bad luck when Perviz Estupinan lobbed a cross over Alisson Becker. They also flooded their own box with defenders, forcing Liverpool to concede a penalty.
The referee waved off the appeal and Liverpool held on to the victory. Despite the pressure of the second leg, Liverpool did not look like they would get knocked out.
With 6 wins, Liverpool is now only 1 point behind Manchester City in the Premier League. Their last 3 games have gone 12-1, so they have a more favourable run in than their opponents.
Despite the pressure, Liverpool have a strong chance of securing a 5th trophy this season, which is unprecedented for a British club. The pressure from Villarreal also hurt Liverpool's defenders.
Although Thiago made a lot of runs and completed a high percentage of passes, he was often caught stranded in his own half. He was not convinced of his pass to Diogo Jota, and it led to Villarreal's goal.
Despite the score, Liverpool looked tired in Game 57. Luis Diaz and Sadio Mane starred in comeback victory.
After falling behind 3-0 in extra time, Villarreal were stunned by a late double from Liverpool. The first goal came from a penalty awarded by referee Denny McKelly after Alisson Becker appeared to foul Giovanni Lo Celso.
However, Liverpool went on the offensive and Luis Diaz and Sadio Mane were instrumental in the comeback. Both players scored after Salah teed up Fabinho.
Luis Diaz, who has scored 5 goals this season for Liverpool, was hailed as the best player in the team after the game. He was a revelation following the January transfer window and has established himself as an integral part of Jurgen Klopp's front three.
After scoring the equaliser in the first leg, Luis Diaz came on and headed home his second Liverpool goal. The victory was Liverpool's 3rd final in 5 seasons, and they will now face either Barcelona or Juventus in the final.
After conceding the opener in the 41st minute, Liverpool came back to seal their victory in the final. Luis Diaz and Sadio Mane score in the second half to put the game beyond doubt.
Following a late red card to Fabinho, Villarreal finished the match with 10 men. As a result, Liverpool will face either Manchester City or Real Madrid in the final on May 28.
Fabinho's low shot went through Rulli's legs. Liverpool's own Azarro win over Villarreal has seen them qualify for the Champions League final after a thrilling encounter.
The Spanish side had lost the first leg of the competition, with Liverpool unable to find their best form in the final leg. Earlier, Liverpool had conceded 4 goals against Villarreal, the last of which came from Fabinho, but they recovered from the setback to advance.
Villarreal's energy level dwindled after the interval, allowing Liverpool to enjoy more possession and create more chances. The 62nd minute goal from Fabinho was the highlight of the game, as the Brazilian ran through the Villarreal defence to slot home his first UCL goal.
After the break, Liverpool looked to regain their composure and came out of the blocks strong and determined to get back on track. As a result of the impressive performance of Fabinho and Luis Diaz, Liverpool reached their 3rd Champions League final in 5 seasons.
The team had been rocked by Villarreal in the semi-final, and manager Jurgen Klopp warned his players to expect a tough afternoon. However, the result is worth celebrating.
The club now have a chance to win the quadruple, and their 7th European Cup, as they continue their quest for glory. After conceding a goal in the 55th minute, the Liverpool team regained the initiative after a sluggish start.
A Trent Alexander-Arnold header hit the crossbar. A Fabinho goal put Liverpool 2 goals up after Villarreal's first.
However, Villarreal had their second attempt at equalising in the final, but the Reds recovered from Villarreal's shock and will face Barcelona in the final. Klopp's side's error strength mess.
The game is still to be decided, but Liverpool are well on their way to the Champions League final, as the Reds have dominated possession by 6.5 thirds. They've also had an error strength mess, and this is a sign of things to come.
The hosts have also been rocked by an error strength mess by Liverpool. The Reds' error strength mess has been the biggest knockout blow for Jurgen Klopp, whose side were unbeaten in Europe since being appointed in the summer.
They were thrashed 3-0 in the semi-final, while their error strength mess cost them the game in the last quarter-final. Klopp has a long way to go to be a world-class manager, but his record so far is impressive.
The only 2 players left on the bench were Jordan Henderson and Sadio Mane. Others, including Jordan Henderson and Thiago Alcantara, were left out.
Tyler Morton made his second start for the club in the Champions League, and he's already started the game against Tottenham on Saturday. The goalkeeper's mistake was a blow to Liverpool's confidence.
While Klopp will view this as part of the learning process, he'll still doubt whether Nunez is ready for the next step in the competition. While the Reds' error strength mess rocked their confidence, the final result shows they're still 1 point behind Manchester City in the Premier League title race.
Klopp's faith in the players has been rewarded. The midfield lacked the usual energy, and a key role from James Milner was taken by substitute Alvaro Morata.
The midfield was also rocked by Newcastle's poor form, but Alvaro Ogatalal's strike in the 51st minute was enough to put Liverpool on course for the final. Goals from Luis Diaz and Sadio Mane.
Fabinho and Sadio Mane inspired Liverpool to a 3-2 victory against Villarreal, a side they have beaten 3 times. The victory sees Liverpool reach their 3rd Champions League final in 5 seasons.
Liverpool will face the winner of Real Madrid versus Manchester City in the final.
Liverpool are the overwhelming favourites to reach the final, and they were impressive from start to finish. However, Villarreal made a fast start, and they were soon caught out by Fabinho.
An injury-hit Liverpool team will be boosted by the win over Villarreal. After going down 3-0 to the Spanish side in the first leg, the Reds will be relieved to reach the final.
A late goal from Sadio Mane will have the players buzzing. The win will give Liverpool a much-needed boost as they prepare for a showpiece against Real Madrid or Manchester City in Paris later this month.
Villarreal pressed Liverpool throughout the first half and were lucky not to be sent off for a second yellow card for dissent. The midfield duo of Francis Coquelin and Dane Parejo were outstanding and found space to find gaps in Liverpool's defence.
However, it was the goals of Luis Diaz and Sadio Mane that secured Liverpool's place in the final. Goals from Francis Coquelin.
The Frenchman had only managed 4 goals in his professional career, scoring twice in 2010 and again in 2013. His header from an Etienne Capoue cross was enough to send the Reds through to the final.
It was his 3rd goal in 9 years, though, and it gave the Reds the much-needed lift. They now face Manchester City in the final, a team they are expected to beat in the first leg.
The Reds were in a position to clinch a place in the final after overcoming Villarreal 3-2 on aggregate. Goals from Fabinho, Luis Diaz, and Sadio Mane were enough to secure the win away from home and take the trophy to Paris.
However, Liverpool will have to be at their best to lift the trophy, and to get there, they must win the Europa League. F2 semi-finals were a battle between Manchester City and Real Madrid.
Neither side had been able to win a knockout game this season. Despite that, Liverpool will be able to take the win in the final and be one step closer to a European Cup title.